Hello there, it's me, Sada here again from for the Wild Orchid Crafts at the Wild Bunch here on YouTube. I'm here today to show you a white on white project. It's a big sort of a painting that I made, or a canvas or something similar to that. I didn't have a canvas, otherwise I would have, instead of using the front, I would have actually just flipped it over and used it in the same fashion as I did with this one. But since I didn't have anything, I decided on making myself my own sort of canvas. And I did so by using a piece of paper almost A4 size, or letter size sort of. And I decided that would be a good base for this, and then I took another piece of paper the same size and I cut out a 3 centimeter wide frame to it. And I did the same thing with this corrugated cardboard here, because I did want something fantastic going on around the edge there. And it is hard to emboss a big surface like this and get it even and everything. So I would really love for all those manufacturers of embossing folders, start making them A4 size, please. I'm really begging for this. It would be so wonderful to have wonderful structured things on the frame bits and such. And in order to make this height or this depth for this, I decided on cutting 1.5 centimeter wide strips of paper, which I rolled together and then glued down with some with my glue gun. So I have glued them down on both sides, and this makes it actually stick here. And it sort of feels steady enough. If I would have wanted to, I could of course have put in more of these spiral things, but in this case I decided on just trying it out with this. And as you can see, I have gone wild with die cuts, mostly from Tim Holtz and Sizzix, but there's something also here from Spellbinders. And I thought I'd talk you through this, and of course there are some beautiful blingy things from Wild Orchid Crafts here as well. So the first thing I actually glued down was this beautiful decoration piece from Spellbinders. I hope you can see it there. Just a beautiful pattern there. And I actually did have that die cut already on my table, and when I tried it out, it fit perfectly in the gap here. So I was really amazed by that. After that, I decided I would go for some lace. I did want to frame the frame, so I used this length white Guipure lace MKX 594, and as you can see, there isn't much left, so it did come to good use, that package, I must say. And then I decided I would go for using the leftover piece from this corrugated cardboard in the center, and I die cut it with a big postage stamp frame die from Sizzix and Tim Holtz. And I'm really amazed by the fact that it didn't go completely flat. Let's see if I can give you the dimension there. So it is a bit flat here, but it is a bit risen there because it has an opening in the die, so that's the reason for it not going completely flat, and I really love that effect, really. So let's see, then I die cut some pine trees. These are also from Tim Holtz and Sizzix. Really nice looking pine trees they are. And I did put quite a lot of hot glue or melt glue with my glue gun underneath these, so I could actually lift them up, because I don't like them lying flat. So I took some glue, let it dry, took some more glue and let it dry, so I built up this height for these. So there are 3 pine trees in the background there. And well, then it was a question of really deciding on what to do with this. So after having put those pine trees there, I decided I would go for that snowflake or snow flurries on the edge die with Tim Holtz, and I die cut it twice. So I have actually one piece here, and I continued there, and I sort of lucked out having it sort of straight, and I put it there, so just to give it some kind of a definition and to frame up the frame even more. And then I have put some big pine tree I'm not sure what you call these, some kind of pine tree needle thingies. And these are pretty big, I must tell you. Just look at this, it's sort of could be 6 or 7 centimeters. And that is from the big die with that tattered pine cone. So I die cut 4 of these, and I actually cut them twice, 2 at the same time, because it's a big die and you can cut through pretty thick materials. And what else have I put here? Well, I did myself some paper roses. I just cut a circle and I cut it like a snake or a spiral, and then I just roll it from the end inwards, and I let it land on its own sort of base, glued it down with my glue gun, and then just put some half pearls in the center. And these self-adhesive pearls, MKX 497 with the white, ivory and tan, are perfect for that. I did put some more glue there just in case, because I have seen that some of the pearls might have fallen off or something. So that is a good tip. Just while you have your glue gun heated up, just put it in the center and just push that half pearl there, and it will stick there, I'm telling you. I did die cut Tim Holtz's mini film strip, and I like that. Even though it might be a little bit in the way of the trees, I still like it because you can still see through those film strip holes and everything. So I'm thinking it gives it nice structure and dimension. What else have I got here? Well, I did die cut 2 snowflakes, and these are from these are movers and shapers dies from Tim Holtz and Sizzix, and they are called mini snowflakes. They aren't that mini for me, but you know, it could be 3 centimeters in diameter here. It's nice, and I've got some half pearls here as well, as you can see. I did die cut this beautiful reindeer, and it's from the Sizzix die and Tim Holtz die Reindeer Flight, and it has got 2 different kinds of reindeer there. So I use this one because it could be nice. It's just looking at the forest and the woods and such. And to bling him or her off, I decided on putting a little bit of this flat back of white pearl string there, MKX 615, and I really lucked out having a perfect place for those 3 pearls there. So let's see, I have spoken about these. One thing left to show you, of course. I just realized I could make it bling a little bit more with this silvery rhinestone crystal drop chandelier on silver stems, and this is called MKX 237. And well, you know, since I did put an extra piece of paper here, watercoloring paper, 300 grams, I did actually manage to get it standing on its own, as you can see. But I did tell you in another video that using this easel die, the small easel die, mind you, from Tim Holtz and Sizzix, it absolutely stands on its own. You needn't be afraid of it falling or anything. And I did die cut it of the same paper as the watercoloring paper I have in the back, because I know it's a sturdy paper. And there might be a tip for you to take with you. When you are die cutting a bit harder papers like this, you might use a crease pad instead of a regular cutting pad on top of that die, because I have had the unfortunate luck of actually cutting through these where it's supposed to be scored or creased. So with a crease pad, I'm telling you, life is going to be beautiful when you're going to die cut things with a magnetic or metal steel rule die bit in that die. So go for that. Buy yourself a crease pad, I'm telling you. And to finish things off, and I'm not sure I'll be able to show you this at all, but I have stamped a stamp from Vilda Stamps that says "Every day is a gift." I have embossed it with white powder. And perhaps there you can see something. It's with a beautiful handwriting font. Every day is a gift. And I'm thinking that since this is a completely white project, I thought I'd go there so the recipient would actually have to look at it, see what it is, and when you see it glimmer in the right kind of light, you actually see the hidden message there. So this is it. I'm going to sign off right now. it was really fun playing with those funky lace things and those blingy things. And in this case I haven't used a single rose, and it's a bit unusual for me. But the reason for me discarding them in this case was that they had those green stems and green leaves and everything, and I didn't feel like splitting them up. So I decided on keeping everything just white, white, white. So it's a Christmassy thing, even though it isn't like a Christmas saying in it. So I'm hoping they'll be having this on their table or something for a long time. Alright, I'm going to sign off right now. Bye bye.